What's up? I'm Joe with OCDetailing, and behind me I've got a Lucid Gravity Dream Edition. Now, this has been a long-awaited car. They started actually talking about this car when the Air came out back in 2020, and it took a long time to get here. It is now 2025, and this is the first one delivered in California. This is a Dream Edition, so it's got some extra perks that the GT won't come with, like a little bit of extra horsepower, and it's basically fully loaded. I want to walk you through my first thoughts and impressions. I tried my best not to look at this car, so we're going to all be seeing it together. I did do some brief reading, so I don't sound like a complete idiot when I talk about it, but let's go through the car. First thing, let's talk about its looks. I love the front end of this car. I feel like it'll grow on me, the rest of it, because it kind of feels like a minivan. Kind of feels more like a minivan than an SUV, but it is supposed to be a 7-passenger vehicle that's dedicated to hauling the family around. So as a family hauler, it makes sense to have this shape because it is super convenient. You can even see it from here how big the back doors are. I bet getting in and out of this thing, even in the third row, is really easy, but we're gonna find that out in just a second. I wanna talk about some more of the other things I see on the outside of this car. If you've seen a Lucid Air, the front end looks very similar. This is actually, they have this piece on a Lucid Air, but it lights up on an Air. This one doesn't light up. It looks like it's just a black trim piece here. They also have some sensors on the front for their Dream Drive and their Dream Drive Pro, which is their version of the autonomous driving and driver assist. They made the front of this look a lot more aggressive, in my opinion, than the Air looks, which is kind of interesting because the Air is actually a much faster car than this one. But this all right here looks very sporty to me, and I'm sure it's very functional because, again, if I read that correctly, Lucid had 2 million hours into designing this car. They tested it everywhere, from the forest to the desert to Siberia to the ice. They wanted to make sure this thing was absolutely perfect from an engineering standpoint, so they put it through its paces and beat on it for 2 million hours. I don't know how many people had to be working on this. I bet we could do the math. Alex, somewhere in this you need to do a clip that says, we'll just assume they started working on it in January 2021. How many months? There's 52 weeks. That's 40 hours per person. So let's figure out how many people it took to work on this car for 2 million hours to get it released today. If I'm gonna look at the side of the car, the side profile of the car, it does look sporty. Even Alex has a Toyota Sienna that looks kind of sporty. It's got a similar shape to this. Oh, actually, you know what? That's painted. That's all painted on this car. Wow. I just realized that. So, very common you see on SUVs, they do this trim in like a black textured plastic. Occasionally you see an option like this on a Porsche Cayenne GTS, where this trim is actually painted to kind of look like plastic, but it's not, so it looks a little better. That's what's on this Gravity. And now we have more pieces to wrap. So when I see that, I'm like, I thought we didn't have to wrap any of this stuff, but no, we do. It's all painted, so we'll get it wrapped too, because of course the car's here to do like a full wrap and a bunch of other stuff, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Now, there's a camera here in this pillar, which is similar to what you would see on a Tesla, but I believe that was on the Air too. However, this is new. There's 2 cameras in the mirror, 3rd camera up there, 4th camera in the front. Wait, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many more cameras are on this car? Let's see. 9, 10. 10 cameras. So from my brief reading on the website that's totally not pro Lucid, it said it has the most advanced camera and sensor system available on any car out today. And again, they spent $2 million engineering it, so I'm gonna take it at face value. Another fun fact, this car actually will work at a 400 kilowatt Tesla charging station and charge faster than any Tesla on the road today. So it'll actually accept the full 400 kilowatts. It claims to get 200 miles of range in 11 minutes, which is pretty awesome. As somebody who, again, drives a lot of electric cars, 200 miles of range in 11 minutes sounds amazing. And this being a Dream Edition, it has over 1,000 horsepower. So this has like Tesla Plaid horsepower numbers. I don't know what the 0 to 60 is on it. I couldn't find it anywhere, but I'm assuming it's probably 2.5 seconds or something because it's over 1,000 horsepower. This car being a Dream Edition came with every option, including these cool sporty wheels. These are aero covers, pretty common on electric cars these days. I'm sure they just pop off. That's the exterior of the car. It looks pretty cool. What size are the tires? Let's talk about that real quick so we know how wide these tires are. So 265s in the front. I bet it's staggered. What's the back? 285. Oh, that's the same setup that comes on a Plaid Model S or X out of the factory. So you got a little bit wider in the back, a little bit thinner in the front. This car also has 4-wheel steering, and another fun fact, this car has a 3-chamber air suspension setup on it that is an option on the GT car, but this one came with it standard because it's a Dream. So you get if you went onto your Lucid configurator, checked every single box, it would come out at 130 or 125K. This car was 140, but for the 140K, you get every single one of the checked options, but you also get 200 more horsepower, some Dream badging, and it's not just a software unlock. This is actually a different motor setup than the GT car. Yeah, so 5 inches of clearance is pretty low. So, okay, let's see what the air suspension's like. Oh, part of the Dream Edition, you do get soft closed doors, so... That's the car in super low mode. That is pretty low, actually. Wow. Wow, it makes it look way more aggressive when it's in that setting too, doesn't it? Cue the clip of Little John. Get low, get low, get low. I can't twerk. Wow, now it's so high it has the munchies. I'm just kidding. Being priced at its price, the market that's gonna be looking for this car is gonna be a higher end buyer, because even if you get a base model one of these, which isn't out yet, they're gonna start somewhere around $70,000 to $85,000, and that's probably gonna be similar to like the Air Pure. And I bet it's probably gonna have like a different roof and a different glass canopy, because this whole roof on this car is glass. It's got that giant windshield that carried over from the Air. It might be even a little bit bigger. So basically this is your windshield. And then I don't think I can even reach it. It's more than 72-inch piece of glass on top of the car. That's your roof. So basically the entire thing feels it feels like there's a lot of gravity in there. There's lots of room. It doesn't feel airy anymore because it's no longer an Air, it's a Gravity. So let's look inside. Just like in the Air, the door opens at a full 90, so it's really easy to get in and out of the back seat. But on the Air, the back seat is a different color than the front seat, and it drove my OCD absolutely nuts. This car has this really cool like coffee type interior with this black panel here. The paint scheme is Aurora Green, which is the sparkly green color. Well, it's a little bit sparkly now. Wait till we're done with it. It's gonna be much more sparkly. So we'll talk about that later though. Again, soft closed doors, so you can just let it go. Okay, now that we're inside the car, this looks very familiar to me. This was a kind of a similar screen they had in a Lucid Air, except it was like over here, and they had the middle screen right here that would kind of pop out and you could push it up and down. I was never the biggest fan of that, so I'm really happy to see they just did a fixed screen here. I feel like it's a much better option. Now, looking through the controls on this thing, it looks very similar. Like I'm used to the Lucid software, so I think this is pretty much a straight transfer out of the Air, probably with some vehicle-specific tweaks to it. Because this is a Dream Edition, it does have this really cool console lid here that says Dream Edition on it. A little bit embossed there. Now, if I slide this open, you get a lot of storage space here. Like a lot. You could fit some of the dead body parts in there. So some dead body parts.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're the one that likes to put dead bodies and stuff. Also, we've got 2 cup holders. They look normal size. That's great. The lid closes. They got rid of the rolly wheels on the steering wheel, which was I never really noticed. But this is a touchpad. This is 100% a touchpad. So I never really noticed when I was working on the cars, the rolly wheel design, how annoyed I was by it. But I did notice when I drove a Lucid Air. I drove a Lucid Air for a customer, only like 5 miles, and the little wheels on the steering wheel kind of drove me nuts. I was not a fan of the operation of them, so this is a much better option. This reminds me, this is straight out of a Mercedes kind of. I think that's where they got this idea, because Mercedes has something very similar to this, and it's super intuitive and works great with very little learn on. Now, the other thing I noticed inside of here, you've got 1 camera there, you got another camera here. Now, what's weird to me is this camera looks familiar to me out of a Tesla, where this camera will watch to see if you're looking at your phone while like your Dream Drive or your autonomous driving is activated, or your driver assist. This one looks like the one out of like Super Cruise out of a GM car. Actually, I've never really had a complaint with the materials Lucid used. I always felt like their interiors felt very premium, and this continues that same trend. It's got really nice wood in here. I like the finish on it. Again, with the carpeting, like I remember they did this in the Airs, but it was very tasteful. Like, and this is like this checkered carpeting, or this squared off carpeting here that looks really nice. Alcantara on the roof. If you ask Justice, he'll tell you he hates this windshield design because of these. They're very difficult to remove, and there's a little plug that's stuck there that this goes back into. So when you go to tint this windshield, that's 100% in the way of dealing with this ginormous piece of film. I am 6 foot tall. I adjusted that seat to where I would be. There's a ton of room back here. What's that do? Oh, thank you for flying with Lucid Air. Your meal will be served in a minute. Please, prior to takeoff, put your tray tables up and make sure your seats are in the upright and locked position. That's pretty cool. So it's got a little table back here, also a USB port, another screen back here. Does this do anything other than climate control? Nope, I think it's just climate control. We also have some stuff that came with the Gravity. I don't know if we're supposed to open this, but what is this? Oh, this is I believe this is the Tesla adapter, isn't it?
Maybe?
Yeah, so it comes with the charge at the Tesla adapter, or maybe one of these is a Tesla adapter.
Charger right there.
Huh?
That's Tesla's charger.
Oh, it literally came with a Tesla charger. Oh, okay, so it's built in with a Tesla charger. So these are the adapters for non-Tesla chargers. So Lucid was like, hey, Tesla already built the network. Let's just use their chargers and make our car actually work with all the watts they put out. Tesla, I don't know why your cars don't charge at 400 kilowatts, even though you built the 400 kilowatt charging stations. I mean, none of my very new, like less than a year old Teslas will charge at 400 kilowatts. Tesla. Apparently this Lucid will, though. Now, looking over this sheet, there's no add-ons here. It's just the Dream. When you buy the Dream, it's $139,900. There's a destination charge. I have a question about this, though. Lucid is in Newark, like I drive by it on my way home every day. It's 5 minutes from here. Why did they have to charge $1,600 to deliver the car? So confusing. I don't know. We'll let Lucid figure that one out. Now, the back seat, as far as room goes, sitting normally, it's great. Very, very roomy back here. I have no qualms. This tray is actually, the way it comes out is awesome. The way they designed this to come out. Again, 2 million engineering hours. They're like, how do we make the tray come out and not hit you? Like this. Also, look how big this is. Anybody can fit back here. Some airline seats don't fit everybody. This definitely would. No issues with needing an extra ticket or anything. And then the giant roof. The giant glass roof. It is massive. That is a 6 foot roof. I think we'd have to do some measuring, but I believe that's bigger than the roof in a Model S, which I think had the biggest glass roof I'd ever seen. Now, let's see what the third row seats look like. Does this car have third row seats? It does not. This is not optioned with third row seats.
There is.
Is it?
There is. Time for you to figure it out.
Where's it? Okay. Do I have to open the trunk? So you want to activate your third row seats and have Alex not tell you. I saw that there's options on this car, some third row seats versus none, right? Oh, there it is. It's hidden back here. So the handle on this lets it double as a shield, a riot shield, in case you're in LA or somewhere weird. Okay, let's see how big the third row seats are. So to pull those out, let's move the charging cable first. There we go. Oh, it's strapped.
It's like a minivan, that's why.
Yeah, Alex, how do you know about this? Is it just like your minivan? Because Alex has a minivan. I don't have a minivan. You know why I don't have a minivan? In the back of my Model X, if I'm sitting in that very back seat, I have a captain's chairs here, I have to put my feet this way, and if I have anybody next to me, there's not a ton of room there. That back seat in my car doesn't get used very often for that very reason. So, I also feel the same way. Getting in and out of this reminds me very much of getting in and out of a Rivian in the third row, the R1S, or an Audi SQ7. These are some of the third row SUVs I've been in that remind me of this exact same experience. So I think this is par for the course. You still have the third row if you need it. It's very functional, and it also stows away if you want the extra space without the seat. If you do have these lifted up, it does have a pretty big cubby hole back there, so you could store groceries or whatever else. Now, that being said, I don't suspect, I mean, you could put 2 adults back here, 3 adults up there, or 2 really large adults up here and 2 smaller adults back here. They would be fine. It's just gonna be fun getting in and out of the car. Like, once they're sitting here, it's okay, but getting in and out of the car with this style of setup is less fun. It's like, for someone my size anyways, children, no problem. Because you can just pick them up by their neck and throw them in here. But get in there, kids. We're gonna go somewhere. Don't make me turn this car around. That's what my mom used to say. She's like, you want me to turn the car around? We didn't even know where we were going. We're like, I don't know. I don't want you to turn the car around because somewhere else has got to be better than home. Did I notice anything else over back here? It's all the Alcantara, the carpeting, armrest. Are they cubby holes? No, cubby hole up here. Oh, that's pretty cool. You get extra USB ports back in the third row too. But no trays. 2 million hours of engineering. You can't get an airport tray back here? No, you just get a carpeted seat? I'm just kidding. It's actually pretty cool that they have that there. The other car that I saw that did that really well, the tray on the back of the seat, was the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. So just to say the kind of, you know, luxury this is, it's like, you know, that's the kind of car I saw that in before, was, except it had a screen and a tablet, so even next level of it. But the tray folded out really nicely. I think Maybach does it okay too. So typically you see the trays in a much more expensive car than this, like $140K compared to those 2 cars I just mentioned, which are double the price depending on how you option them. The goodie bag, there's gotta be a place for this, right? It can't just be behind that seat, right? So you have a storage compartment back here with a tow hook. You have another one over here with a blue bag. I don't know what that is, but it's not my car, so. Okay, so to put this seat back down, I think you do it in the exact order that you did it in. So you pull this, that puts the headrest back down, then you pull this, and that folds it, and then you grab the handle and pull it back. So, yeah, just like a minivan. Put that back there. There's quite a bit of room back here with the tray in. Would it be funny? Huh? He'd post it everywhere, wouldn't he? The trunk space back here actually is pretty good, so I pretty easily could sleep back here. I think these seats fold down too, right? Oh yeah, so you have a lot of room. Oh, even the front seats moved out of the way when you fold them down. So, you know, on a scale of, I mean, like, depending on the size, 4 dead adults back here, maybe an extra, like, smaller cue the dead child joke. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, you could fit a bunch back here. If you could actually use this as a truck if you wanted to. You could haul.
Back up?
No. Oh, maybe. No.
The other button did.
The other side. Okay, so apparently when the seats fold flat, this happens. So, and then you just have to, you have to do it manually. So you just grab this and manually pop it up. Interesting. I mean, it's not hard to do. You know, the new Model Y, they cost substantially less than this. Folds the back seats up by itself. Has a button for that. 2 million hours of engineering. They couldn't make this go back and forth on its own. That's amazing. All the other little cool quirks in this car. This is the one that bugs me. I'm like, really? That one? You had the motor to go down, but not back up, huh? All right. That's weird. I mean, It would make more sense. Oh look, also notice this. This is more of that denim material that they had inside of the Lucid Air Dream. So the Lucid Air Dream had some of this denim material. You see it on the door panels too, and you got it right there. It's a nice touch. I really like it. And then I really like this textured Alcantara too. And then you got the bear symbol, the Lucid bear symbol that you got here. They're like the little hidden bears in the car. They hit them on the seat right there. Well, I think the last thing we gotta check out is the Frunk. Apparently you're supposed to sit here. There's a cushion in the mail for him coming. And then you could sit there. It's kind of like, I think this is about the same amount of room as a Cybertruck. About. Which is pretty cool. No complaints. You know, there's enough room for like a cooler here. I don't know. I wonder if these are drains. You probably can't just put ice here. It's like, so. They have power outlets all around this car that are apparently 120 volt. They'll operate coolers, power tools. So overall, I think this car should be really popular as far as if you're shopping for an electric SUV. I mean, it's a big competitor. Like I definitely say it's nicer than my Model X right now, but I know Tesla just came out with a refresh with a little tweaks, so maybe they upped their game on the newest one. But yeah, this is light years ahead of what the Air was when it came out, and you could see that they spent a bunch of time engineering out every little problem with the Air, which is great. I love to see that. I bet the guys at Lucid were working really hard, and they made a list of everything they didn't like about the Air, and they engineered it out of this car, and they kept all the things they liked, and then they improved. Like an Air you could not get with air suspension, which is funny because it's called an Air. This car has this 3-bag air suspension that apparently you could drive over somebody and you wouldn't even notice. You just drive right over them and boom, the air suspension would adapt so fast you might not be aware of the fact that it happened. And also you can get low enough to the ground to go throw this thing around some turns on a racetrack. And that's my review of the Lucid Gravity. You know, this car's here for us to do like a big paint correction on it. Right out of the factory, has some swirls and scratches, nothing too crazy, but we're gonna brighten the paint up. We're gonna hit this car with Steck Dyno Prism. It's gonna be, the owner said she wanted more sparkles, more better. So we said we got a solution for you with the one of Steck's fashion films. It's a 10-year PPF, just like the clear film we use. It affects colors differently, but on this car, it made it insanely sparkly. So it maintained the green look and just added all the extra sparkles she could possibly want. So can't wait to show it to you when it's done. Thanks for watching. I'm Joe with OC Detailing.